You hear that, John? I'm having a
Um,
good time right now. I'm going through some things.
John.
John.
Are we good?
Yeah, we're good.
Oh, okay. So, there's like this extreme left and there's this extreme right, and like if you're anywhere in the middle, both sides despise you. And it seems to me like this extreme left movement that's coming out is so weird and counterproductive because they're like the whole social justice people,
Yeah.
right? But then they're so racist. They're so like I find them to be more racist than like or just as racist as the extreme right.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, because
Like-
they just hate white males, and then it's like this constant talk about white privilege, never Asian privilege, even though Asian people seem to be more the most privileged.
Yeah, well,
I don't
it
know.
kind of, if you consider things like, it's where, like there's a certain, quota to hire certain people of demographics, right? So,
Yeah.
affirmative action,
hmm
that's what that's called.
Yeah.
So, that's an effort to, like, in an effort to, not be racist,
Yeah,
you're
see that.
kind of being more racist.
Yeah, I see
um,
that. I see that.
So, which isn't really that fair.
No, I know, but it's also weird to me. Like,
It's like kids are getting into school not based on merit, not strictly based on their grades or the amount of.
because that's the way I think it should be.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's
You know?
that. It makes the most sense across the board is to hire somebody if
I
they're
could-
the most
I
the
could
most
never
qualified
see-
person, regardless of anything else.
That's it. I could never see like a business owner being like, "Oh man, this guy's gonna make me this much money. He graduated top of his class. He's black. I'm not gonna hire him." No, like I
Yeah.
could not see that. Like these people are just.
Well, unless they're racist.
Well, yeah.
Um,
I guess. Well, racism still exists, like big time, but
yeah.
I don't know. I
It
just
depends on where you are. I think. Like if
because like I consider myself to be a little bit like leftward sloping penis. You know what I mean? like I find like my ideas like I tend to identify with the left
yeah. Okay. Sure.
more than the right. I still have like right wing ideas.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, nobody is one or the other. Like purely.
I don't think so
everyone's-
because,
no.
but I think
yeah.
that's the problem. Is like both extreme movements don't want to listen to the other side. Whatever they want to be
No.
in their little bubble,
Absolutely.
and they want to like have these intelligent conversations where they're not. It's not an intelligent They're just
No, no,
like,
no.
sitting
Between
there agreeing with each other.
Extreme, like left and right.
Yeah.
There's no. It's just an impasse.
Yeah.
Of like which is really shitty because like then how are you supposed to progress if each side refuses to listen to what the other's trying to say?
Oh, it's so bad. It's
Um,
like I think it's worse now than it's ever been. Is what
Maybe.
like a lot of people.
Yeah.
Has it always been that way though?
Well, I guess
Because well, especially
definitely there is this like extremist like left movement, and
Yeah.
and I feel like there maybe I'm not sure which one preceded the other, like which one because unless they merged at the same time, but maybe
I
this.
feel like the extreme right has existed a bit longer. It feels like
You think so?
Yeah.
So you think the extreme? Do you think one isn't a response to the other, or they just
No,
emerged?
but
like
I think both are results of one another. Like,
no, for
'cause-
sure that makes sense
And
because
the more these extreme left people go, oh yeah, and this white privilege and straight white males, the more like straight white males are a majority, and the like.
well, yeah, where we live. Well,
Yeah, where we live.
in our town.
Yeah.
And if you go to Toronto, I don't even think we're the majority. Like
No, we're not.
or,
no.
or white males. Like
No.
we're not.
But the thing is, when you're talking about like. You can't just insult people and call them all racist constantly. Everything they do is racist. Everything you.
What do you mean, like white people?
Yeah. Like specifically, if you tell somebody you're racist, you're offensive, you're offensive. I think eventually you're gonna push these people into being like, well, fuck you then. Like you're not listening to me. Like you're not hearing. Now, like it's the same as like assuming if where a Mexican dude has come from. You know, like there's like a lot of bad white dudes out there, but I think there's
Sure,
a lot of good white dudes out
absolutely,
there who aren't the most privileged. They're just out there working blue collar jobs,
Yeah,
just
they're
trying
just
to
an
get
average,
by
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
like everybody else.
Mhm.
You know. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but
Yeah.
the whole thing kind of seems.
Well, it's shitty. Like you'd think that
Just
in our
listen
day
to each
in our
other.
day and age, like
Yeah.
it surprises me. Like it shocks me that this exists to such a degree still. I
Oh,
remember
yeah.
when I was in like early grade school, like grade 3, no less, maybe like grade 1,
Hmm.
maybe even earlier. I don't know exactly. I was really young, but I would see like stickers around the school of
Mhm.
like about like trying to educate people on about racism and
Yeah.
stuff like that, trying to eradicate it or whatever. And like in my mind, it's like okay, well like. And that was years ago.
Yeah.
Like that was so long ago, and it hasn't. Has it gotten any better? It doesn't seem like it at all.
Mhm.
It almost seems like it's gotten worse, but maybe because the media is more
Well,
is
I think
covering it more.
like especially with
like police
like
shootings. That's
police
huge.
brutality.
Like that.
that's been. I
blew
feel like
up
that's been
and-
happening more. It's just now we have.
You think it's been
access to-
happening more? There's more,
No. I think it's just been happening like for a while.
but it's being
now-
covered more.
And I think there's
Yeah.
more access like with body cams and
Yeah,
there's like security cameras everywhere. You're always on tape.
yeah.
So
Well,
it's hard to.
it makes sense because if people are, the more that
It's
like people are paying attention
Yeah.
to those things,
Yeah.
and like so they're gonna.
You know what was weird? That the one in Ferguson was it Mike Brown? I didn't mean to cut you off. It's
No,
just-
that's fine. I don't know. I haven't really followed them to be
the
honest.
Mike Brown one
Like, I
was
don't know
weird.
the
He was
difference.
like, he just like robbed a store, and then he
Okay.
like got arrested, and then he started punching the cop, and then the cop shot him, and then people were really mad about that one.
Okay, so he was punching the police officer.
Yeah, there's like a video of it. He
Yeah.
was definitely getting
Well,
aggressive.
I mean,
Like, I mean, in that situation, and he wasn't like a little guy. He was a football player.
okay, sure. You'd think that there are non-lethal ways to
You would
deal
hope
with it,
so,
right?
right? Yeah. But I think we do. When you give a police officer a gun, there's a certain level of respect and like that you're giving that person. You're giving them a lot of authority.
And responsibility,
And
too. It's a huge
responsibility.
responsibility.
So I think, like, I guess this has already probably been talked a lot about, but like, there's got to be a better way of like finding better cops because there's some really, really terrible things that have happened.
I think too, just like there's so many good cops. Like
Yeah.
there are. There's and it's
Well, yeah, my aunt is a police officer.
Yeah, okay.
And wonderful.
and it's
Yeah.
like it's an admirable occupation.
Yeah.
For sure. But at the same time, I feel like it's one that attracts a certain sometimes
Oh, definitely. People
a certain
want
type
power,
of exactly
You know?
yeah, like power hungry assholes. I
Yeah.
mean that might be a bit of a hyperbole, like an exaggeration, but
Mhm.
I mean it would attract more than like being a doctor or a teacher. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's because you have authority and what you say goes, right?
Yeah.
It's your way or the highway.
Yeah.
And I feel like people find that attractive, right? Like
Mhm.
or at least some people find that attractive. And that's why you have these cops who, are fucking dicks. Like they
Oh,
they
yeah.
want any excuse to like, beat someone up.
Yeah, like that 12
Because they were the bullies
Tamir
in,
Rice.
in high school or whatever, right?
yeah.
Like those are the guys who don't necessarily have the grades
No.
to go on to do, other things. And maybe they were, bullied early on. Maybe they had their home life wasn't so great. And that's why they became bullies.
Mhm.
And they just develop into this person who, likes to,
Exert power.
exert power and exert their dominance over
Yeah, yeah.
others. And then that's when you get, people on the ground that have surrendered, like arms, on their head, and they're still being like beaten brutally. Like I mean,
Yeah.
people like I don't understand how many people have been beaten to death,
Oh,
like-
a disgusting amount. I'm sure.
and that's unforgivable. Like and
Yeah.
they get away with it.
Oh, yeah.
They
Like,
shouldn't
the-
get away with it. They
but
should not be
didn't-
exempt. They're not above that.
Didn't
Like that's
the guy,
fucked.
the cop who shot that 12-year-old kid, Tamir Rice, he got off, didn't he?
Probably I wouldn't. Be, I'm not confident,
I
but
think he did. That's so weird. We live in a crazy time.
I mean I don't know the details of that incident.
Oh,
but,
he was. It was this 12-year-old kid holding a BB gun, and it was within like 5 seconds of the officer seeing this 12-year-old kid holding a BB gun.
Okay.
He shot this 12-year-old kid, and the kid died. And
Hmm.
he was holding a BB gun, dude. No, he was playing with a toy gun. He's 12 years old.
Yeah.
Not okay. Not okay at all.
Well, it's hard. Like I don't know if you've seen the video. There's one that was floating around Facebook that got pretty popular. But, they just had like average guys step into the role of a police officer in different scenarios. Like will he shoot? Won't he shoot? Like is he armed? Is he not armed? And like because you have to give them a little bit of credit. Like anyone in that situation, your life is on the line,
Well, yeah,
and it's the difference between like seconds. You know what I mean? Whether you take the shot or you don't.
yeah. That's why I think I'd never be.
It's almost an
down for-
impossible situation.
Mhm.
Like it's such a fucked situation to be in
Mhm.
that, and I don't know how we remedy it. I don't know how we fix that. I don't know how we stop this from happening. I don't.
Yeah.
Because if somebody, I was reading like I forget which Malcolm Gladwell book. It was Blink.
Mhm.
I forget all the details, but essentially, there was a confusion. Police showed up at this one guy's house. There was like his identity was confused with somebody else,
Mhm.
and they were armed because they thought he was dangerous. I
Mhm.
think, and also you have that preconception in your head or whatever. You approach the situation thinking that someone's gonna be dangerous.
Yeah.
But he doesn't speak English, and he goes to reach for his wallet, like and he
for
gets
ID.
shot like 5 times and dies.
Mhm.
But at the same time, what do you do?
Yeah.
Like if this guy if he's supposed to be dangerous and violent or whatever, or
And he
maybe he has a
is reaching
track
into his-
record, and he's reaching for
You
a
don't
weapon.
know what. You don't know what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's what your brain's
That's
gonna
why
go to
I don't think
immediately.
I
Like,
could
what do
be
you
a
do? Like
police officer because of that. Because
it's a really difficult. Like in the video
That's
that
a
I was,
hard
that I was telling you
situation.
about.
it's
The civilians who probably were initially critical of cops who have shot people, like unjustifiably.
Yeah.
Actually shot people who were unarmed, who
Yeah.
were reaching for something else or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, people have said that, just cooperate with the cops, and I think that,
That-
in,
well,
in,
that
in,
is
in a lot
some-
of cases that's
There is a lot of cases
Yeah.
of that.
and
where
it's,
it's like-
you need to. If you don't, then
Yeah. Or you're yelling back.
you're
or,
kind of asking for it. Like you need
Well,
you
yeah.
need to do what they say. They have a gun, and they have like with one
Yeah.
squeeze of the trigger, like you're done for.
But yeah, and it's like
Obviously,
I
that
think,
doesn't-
I think there needs to be an understanding from both sides too, because you can't have this assumption like these like cops are out to get you. You know what I mean? And like their job is to keep people safe.
Yeah.
And as far as they know, when you're reaching for your wallet, you could be reaching for anything.
Yeah.
See, that's a tough situation. Did he tell them? Did he say, "I'm gonna get my wallet. Can I reach for my wallet?"
Now, do you think, just a quick question, I don't really want to interrupt, but
Yeah.
do you think a police officer is, and this totally has to do with race, and, do you think they're more likely to take the shot if they're a black person reaching for their wallet as opposed to a white person reaching for their wallet?
Probably yes.
Yeah.
I think so. And
which is obviously
yeah, that
But-
has a lot to do with statistics.
Yeah.
And people talk about white privilege a lot, but I want to switch it. Think about Asian privilege. Asian people, anything you can say about white privilege, more true with Asian people. They get better jobs. They're less likely to have trouble with the police. They're less likely to go to jail. They're less likely, you know.
Yeah.
So, and I think that has something to do with statistics as well. I think a cop would be more likely to shoot a white person than an Asian person. It would be nice if we could remove that stigma, though, because racial profiling is a big problem,
Mhm.
I think. I don't think it's a great way to you know,
No.
think about a situation.
It makes sense though.
It
Like
does.
just in the book that I was talking about by Malcolm Gladwell, Blink. It's about how we collect, throughout our lives, and we did this when we were, not as evolved as we are now, but it's what kind of helped us survive. Is you gather data, right? Like through your life, and then you use that data that you store in your brain, and it helps you predict what's going to happen in the future, or what's going to happen. So you take observations that you know of in the past, and you apply them, and you extrapolate them to the
stick your
future.
finger in a hole, and then you get bitten. You're not going to
Yeah,
put your
put a finger in a
back
hole
in the
anymore,
Yeah.
right? It's like that's a big thing approaching me really fast.
Mhm.
That means that's dangerous or whatever. Like that's how we make sense of the world, right? We do experiments all the time. We gather data, we amass data, and then we use that data to make predictions.
Mhm.
Like it's science. Like, but that's how our brains work.
Yeah.
Like we do that from when we're infants. Like that's how we learn. And that's how stereotypes come about, like racial stereotypes come about.
Yeah.
That's all. And it doesn't help that so many of these crimes committed by black people are covered in the news. Like we're fed that.
Oh, constantly.
And-
oh, yeah.
and then how else-
Unidentified
how-
black man, 6 foot black
There we
man,
go,
black
exactly.
man,
Like,
black
and you
man.
hear that all the time. How else are we supposed to react like that? Or, like how are we not to have that set of like in our heads, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that like unconscious, subconscious type of data stored. I see what you're saying. So I guess what we're saying is we don't have the answers, but
Yeah.
what I know for sure is that not listening to one another and assuming that one another are racist, assuming that the left are a bunch of crybaby idiots always, or assuming that the right is a bunch of ignorant racists.
Well, obviously
always.
both sides have merit.
Oh,
But the
both-
thing is, neither side wants to admit it.
Yeah.
At the other way, right? But they do.
I'm just saying, what we do know for sure is listening to one another and and people having different opinions. That's what makes us better.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what makes us.
Otherwise, we would go
be
nowhere.
stuck.
We'd
We'd
be
be stuck.
running on the spot. Like
So I just don't like it when people go, "Oh yeah, the left, they're all a bunch of," or "Oh, the right, they're all a bunch of." My opinion is right.
Mhm.
No, it's not right. It's an opinion.
Yeah.
We listen to one another,
Absolutely.
and then
yeah, because there are very few truths. You know what I mean? Like they exist, but they're not so tangible.
Mhm.
And if we all can admit that, then maybe we can.
well, both sides want some change, and I guess that's it. So listen to one another, guys.